I've watched you pick up women doesn't mean that I know how to pick up women.
You ever see Karate Kid?
What does that have to do with anything?
You know when he's teaching them to wax on and off, but he's really teaching them to fight?
You want me to fight someone?
What's the first thing I do when I go up to a girl? I buy her a drink.
Yes, always. Without fail, you buy her a drink even if she doesn't want one, you insist.
And do I talk about myself?
Never. Never talk about yourself, always about her.
Because bar banter
is boring,
the
so
worst.
You put the impetus on her. She has to be the interesting one. Impress me. Impress me with how interesting you are. It's a big game. Creepy little game you play.
That's judgmental, isn't it? Mm-hmm. At the end of the night, what do? Do I ask them to come home with me?
No, you tell them to come home with you. They have no choice in the matter. It is your choice, and they are so overjoyed to have had the opportunity to make sweet, sweet love to you. Oh my God. You did. You Miyagi'd me.
Huh.
Well, I think it's a lot about, at least in terms of my character, it's a guy who's become complacent in terms of his relationship and in love, and a lot of that sort of personified itself in his outer appearance. He'd become a bit schlubby and didn't care about his appearance or how he appeared to his wife, and I think a lot of that is tied into self-esteem.
I really just wanted to work with Steve Carell. I just think he's the best. And when I was a kid, I did a pilot with him, and he was just so funny that it was ruining takes, and I was jealous that I didn't get to be in scenes with him. He was just like so funny. It was actually a problem. And I thought, wow, this guy's really special. So when I just made Blue Valentine, which we talked about, and I was feeling a little stressed out, and I went to the doctor, and just because I had a checkup, he wrote me a prescription as a joke, and it said, do a comedy. So I thought, I have to do this.
Well, I mean, for me and for my character and that story, it's really about what happens to a relationship when people live together for a very, very long time. So you're past the first flush of romance or whatever, and you had children, you're raising children together, and then the complications of life ensue and time. And it's very rare that you see something where that stage in somebody's life is explored, let alone comedically. So I thought that was really unusual and very fresh.
25 years of marriage, and you have nothing to say? I'll just say it. I slept with someone.
If you keep talking, I'm going to get out of the car.
I think the fact that I did it, it just shows how broken we are and how much we really, oh my God!
I think it's relatable. I think we all go through these things and we recognize them and we can laugh at them, and it's better to laugh at them, kind of removed from them rather than actually have to live through them. But it's like if you were in the car and your spouse jumped out, you would think that's horrible, but 2 years later, over a drink, you'd tell that story and it would be hilarious.
Yeah, I think that's what movies are in a way. I think they're sort of this, because it's other people, you have a distance from it, just like that horrible vacation you had 5 years ago that was a disaster. It's hysterical to you now. I think watching other people do these things makes it funny, because just the absurdity of life, I think particularly in this movie, I think the script captures that.
That they're suffering and you're not. I think there's a disconnect there that kind of makes it feel good.
I don't think we find the circumstances funny. I think we find the way that people are reacting or the things that they're saying funny. And I think that happens in real life too. I think that a lot of times something awful can happen. Like someone can have an illness, and the way something's happening around it, or the jokes you're making, or the thing you're laughing through certain elements, or someone can be going through a breakup and you're laughing. That's, I think, one of the greatest parts about humanity is our ability to laugh at ourselves and our ability to create humor out of dramatic situations. Humor would not, light wouldn't exist without dark. So I think that humor rises up out of pain.
I think because it's human. I think that's what always strikes me as in movies, the things that are the most funny to me, the things that resonate the most with me are things that infinitely seem human. To watch someone going through something and really feeling the pain or feeling the joy or whatever they're feeling, but to be able to kind of share that feeling and to believe it, that to me is the success. And if people feel that way about this movie, then it's a success.
I think that your friend Hannah is really sexy.
Oh my God.
You did not just say that. How old are you?
What are you, lawyer?
A little bit.
Come on.
I know.
You on? Is she?
Gonna be. Don't you think you're a little old to be using cheesy pickup lines?
Objection. Leading the witness. Wow, Hannah, you're really wearing that dress like you're doing it a favor.
Oh, God.
That's a line. Me sitting over there for the past 2 hours not being able to take my eyes off of you is a fact. I find you very attractive. Do you find me attractive?
She does. I don't.
You do. She does.
Yes, she does. I don't.
Permission to approach the bench.
Seriously?
Just come on, let me deliver my closing argument.
Sure, proceed.
Anna, we live in a physical world, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're going to age, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you this, you're never gonna regret going home with that guy from the bar that one time that was a total tomcat in the sack. But I can't guarantee that you won't not regret it.
That's a double negative.
You're a double negative.
Okay. You know what? It's time to go home.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's forward of you, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I T-bowed Saw 3.
So, should I get my car or yours? Should I pull the car around? Have you been drinking? I'll drive.
She was probably that girl in senior year that didn't ditch on senior ditch day. She, kind of played by the rules. And I just love that element of being instigated by something else, by someone else, by Richard, by Josh Groban's character, and deciding to take it into her own hands and go with it from someone else's catalyst. He just had to kick it off, but she was ready to go, and the floodgates open, and she's got something wild in her that she lets out. So that was really a huge draw. Was kind of flipping on a dime in one night.
No, but I mean, people don't, people aren't always leading exemplary lives in real life. We don't, people are complicated. That doesn't mean that they're bad, but they do things that are maybe less than admirable. I think any of us could name things that they've done where they're like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, or that was kind of a mess, or could have handled it better, or, but that's human nature, and we often do it ourselves. We're sometimes the architects of our own tragedies, and that always interests me too. But that doesn't make us less human or less relatable. So I always kind of look for that stuff.
I miss you, Em. I made an effort when we were younger, didn't I? I mean, miniature golf and dancing. You were such a great dancer.
I had to be. You're such a good miniature golfer.
I don't know. I guess I got lazy. I got boring, is what I got.
No.
And I'm so mad at you. I'm really mad at you for what you did. But I'm mad at myself too. Because I should not have jumped out of that car. I should have fought for you.
It starts off as a teacher-student relationship, and I think, when you hear people hear about the movie, they hear, oh, well, Ryan Gosling's a wingman, and I'm getting divorced, and he's helping me get out into the world of dating, and that's part of the movie, but it's a small part, and I think the movie is much more than that. And my relationship with him evolves into a much deeper friendship and appreciation for one another, and it evolves even further after that.
For me, the movie I knew the movie was going to be good when Emma came on board, because it just had to be somebody that, was like a game changer, that she would just, and that's what kind of Emma is, there's no one really like her. She's totally unique.
I think to truly not judge a book by its cover, I think it's a big lesson for her to not jump to conclusions that this is who this guy is and that he's so much more than he seems, and she's so much more than she seemed too. She seemed pretty PG-13, and she's not at her core, and he's not that guy at his core either. And so when they give each other a chance, I think they really find something special in each other.
Every time I watch the movie, I'm always impressed by how much unspoken pain is coming through Steve in the early parts of the movie. I mean, I think he's really registering to the audience a lot of that deep pain.
How much money you got today for clothes? What happened to your feet?
What do you mean? These are my 407s.
Oh, they're 407s. Can I see them?
Yeah. These offer a lot of support.
Right.
Whoa, come on!
What are you, in a fraternity?
Are you insane?
Are you in a fraternity?
You could have hit somebody.
Are
What
you?
was that?
I'm asking you a question. You in a fraternity?
No.
Are you Steve Jobs?
What?
Hold on a second. Are you the billionaire owner of Apple Computers?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you got no right to wear New Balance sneakers ever. Come on.